Hey folks, how you doing? So nice day out there. Got a cup of coffee. Sun is definitely shining, but it doesn't matter. We're going to do some jamming today. So today I'm going to show you how to build a sort of jam track schedule, or what to do over jamming tracks, backing tracks, all of which are available mainly for free on YouTube. There are all sorts of stuff. I usually just go into YouTube and just find something that that's going to actually work for me, and go from there. So I think what we'll do, whether it's beginner, intermediate, advanced, I've got little exercises for everyone, so that you can sort of walk away with some ideas to practice in terms of whatever level you're at. So why do jam tracks work, and how do they improve your playing? Well, they make practice feel like playing to start with, I think. So if you have a certain ability, maybe if you're a beginner, I think your first challenge is probably just trying to sync up with the backing track and be able to play notes that sound good, and we'll cover that. But if you're a more advanced player, it really sort of makes you feel like you're playing over something. You can actually hear the sort of harmonic choices and rhythmic choices that you make as a player versus a sort of real life situation, if you like. Whenever we're practicing isolated, just the guitar, maybe a metronome, that's fine, but there's really no sort of harmonic context with that. So it can be difficult to get some sort of I suppose context of what you're actually doing. So that's why backing tracks help quite a lot. And the other thing is just chuck one on. You can do it in 5 minutes. Just stick one on and play whenever. And it's great fun. So much fun. So for a beginner, I think just get moving over the backing track. You want to build some kind of comfort, some timing, some confidence. Think about your mindset. So, don't overdo it. You're not trying to shred. You're just trying to feel the groove, really, Pick a slow jam track, maybe 70 to 90 beats a minute, and just pick a simple thing that you can do. In this particular video, I've using a pentatonic scale, a simple 1-octave pentatonic scale to start with, to see if you can actually just practice that and play it in sequence, in time with the backing track. That's your first thing, really, having a go at that. So let's give that a try. So for a beginner, I'd recommend just taking your E minor pentatonic, the basic 1-octave pattern, and just trying to fit those notes around the backing track like this. So that's going to help you to pick out the timing where you need to put the important notes. It's going to sound good to you when you do it right, and when you do it wrong, it won't sound quite as good. With the E minor pentatonic, you really can't go wrong per se, but it's all about trying to get that feel and being able to sort of lock those notes into a rhythm, really. It's just a great way to practice your scale, because you're doing it in real time and you're trying to make it rhythmically fit to what you're hearing. If you want to take it to another level within the sort of beginner levels, then start to play the scale over 2 octaves. speed up. There you go, there's a beginner tip. So what you're learning is you're learning time, you're learning relaxation, you're learning confidence, and you're learning how to stay in the pocket. So let's move on to some intermediate exercises. And your goal here really is to add a bit of groove, add some phrasing, and a little bit of personality. So this is where you stop sounding like you're doing exercises and you start sounding a bit more like yourself, getting some phrasing into your playing. So, maybe choose a sort of mid-tempo type thing, a funk, a blues, whatever, 95 to 110 beats a minute. And another big one, I think, really is connect the two pentatonic positions. So play a little bit further up the neck, start to think in terms of moving between whatever pentatonic positions you know. So let's have a go at that one just now. So for an intermediate player, you want to start using the pentatonic minor position 1 further up the neck. Making sure you can get that in time. Also use position 5. So in the first instance, use the backing track to practice any scales that you're unsure of that fit over the E minor in this case. Once you can do that, start to think about moving from different strings. You can switch between them. And then from there, if you haven't done any patterns, start to do patterns. So for example, 3s is a good start. And do that one. And so on. So work on your patterns. With the 3s, make sure that you also do it without the gap in between. So instead of going do proper triplets. Then move on to 4s. And so on. So patterns are always good. They allow you to do some interesting melodic ideas. So what you're learning here is you're learning groove, you're learning dynamics, you're learning to get some taste into your playing, and of course some space as well. Okay, let's look at some more advanced ideas that you can play over backing tracks. For example, your goal here would be things like rhythmic mastery, a little bit more harmonic awareness, and a little bit of storytelling in your phrasing. So this is where you stop being a passenger and sort of start driving the track. Think like a drummer, think like a singer, or think like a producer. So get something a little bit faster maybe, a modern groove or fusion track, that kind of thing, 100 beats to 120. In this case, this backing track is a little bit slower, but it doesn't really matter because, at some point you're going to be expected to play over all tempos. So, just use what you can. And a couple of ideas that you can use is, build a guitar solo using an intro, a development, a peak, and then a release. So think in terms of that for your phrasing. Some harmonic ideas are, outlining chord changes with your arpeggios, or maybe using guide tones or extensions on arpeggios and chords and things. What we're going to work on is we're going to think about polyrhythms. So 3/4, a little bit of syncopation, and some odd groupings. So let's have a go at that. So for an advanced player, so jamming over a jamming track or a backing track, start to think about things like more complex rhythms or groupings. So an easier one is just the simple triplets. So you can work with that, which is fairly straightforward, but it's nice to get that sort of uneven thing going on, you know, the polyrhythm feel going over your 4/4. Vary it. Vary the dynamics. Then introduce fives. Things like that. So let's put the two together. So that kind of thing, and you can mix it up. And so on. So, you know, work on getting that into the actual timing that you need it to be. That's one of the nice things you can do as an advanced player, you know, work on backing tracks. There's so much, literally it's limitless. So have a go. Okay, great. So let's think about some other advanced ideas you can do as well. So different accents on different beats. So for example, you know, adding, trying to accent every third note of a 16th feel sort of thing. Play motifs that evolve in every bar, switch between rhythmic density and, you know, some space, and using triads and modal shifts to color sections. So one of my favorite modal shifts is going between Aeolian and Dorian. These are actually fairly obvious. Most people use these. And then also adding in the flat 7, making things a little bit more mixed Lydian sounding. Lydian is cool too, sharp the 4. That always sounds good. On a major scale, I should say. Major scale, sharp 4, great sound. Very Steve Vai, actually. Anyway, those are some other ideas that you can mess around with. And again, you're only needing 5 minutes over this. You know, just do it once over the backing track, see what happens. You get addicted, you start doing a bit more. What you're learning at the advanced level is just control, intentionality, some harmonic depth, you know, how to tell a story, polyrhythms, more of those advanced type concepts. Okay, so how do we build this into, you know, a routine that fits our life? We're all busy people, right? So I think, again, you know, start with the idea of just doing 5 minutes. Pick one track and play over it for 5 minutes, or if it's, you know, shorter than that, then do it twice, or if it's longer than that, see how long you can go, because the more you practice these things in a musical context, the better your harmonic and rhythmic ear will become. You want to focus on feel, not perfection. So it's all about exploring ideas rather than trying to pull something off absolutely perfectly. Maybe that you do have a practice with an intention like that, and that's okay as well. You know, you can go, okay, this time I'm going to, you know, be very focused on your practice and say things like, this time I'm going to practice, you know, doing a specific rhythm in time perfectly on a specific note pattern, something like that, you know, and then you work on perfecting that. Great, because once you get that kind of thing, it becomes part of your phrasing vocabulary. So these things are very important. You know, feel, not perfection, sometimes perfection, right? So yeah, just have a go, play over that stuff, and pick any backing track you like. And if you can get the scale over it, or you know the chords, you're cooking. It's great fun. Okay, so if this helped, hit like, drop a comment with your favorite jam track or technique over a jam track. What's your favorite thing to do? I love to get people's input and build routines around that kind of stuff. Stay loose, stay musical, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.